Here's a detailed summary of the reported behavior of Mukokoko Amale in the match between Orlando Pirates and St. Eloi Lupopo and some context around it. What happened? During the second leg of the CAF Champions League 2025-26 preliminary round between Orlando Pirates and St. Eloi Lupopo, Mukokoko Amale, playing for Lupopo, was involved in a provocative incident. After Pirates, Masindi Nemtajela scored the opener, Mukokoko Amale allegedly wrestled the ball away from Nemtajela and then pressed his forehead against Nemtajela's, which sparked a reaction. In response, Pirates Shapang Morimi pushed Mukokoko Amale. The defender then theatrically went to ground, clutching his face. The referee showed a straight red card to Morimi and also sent off another Lupopo player, Chris Maniania, by mistake. Mukokoko Amale escaped sanction despite being the aggressor. The behavior of Mukokoko Amale, cheeky gestures, exaggerated reactions, seemingly trying to provoke or play mind games, drew strong reaction from Pirates fans and media. Some even called for a doping test, claiming his energy level and behavior were abnormal. Opinion info. Why it's notable. The incident was significant because it contributed to an unfavorable turn of events for Orlando Pirates. They were temporarily reduced in numbers due to the red card and felt wronged by the mistaken identity. The coach of Orlando Pirates, Abdeslam Ouaddou, publicly criticized the behavior, calling it unsporting and emphasizing that his side will not teach such tactics.
I'm not buying this behavior. It's very important to show a good example. Football, I always say that football is a bridge between countries, between people, and we have the duty as a professional players to show the example to all these young children that dreaming to become a professional football player. And I will never teach this such bad behavior for my players. The answer should be on the pitch by football and beating the opponent by scoring goals, by the game plan, by playing football, not cheating.
Mukokoko Amale's performance and conduct sparked a social media reaction and became a talking point in South African football circles. Mukokoko Amale's behavior appears to be intentionally provocative, taking the ball away right after a goal, using head-forehead contact, reacting theatrically to provoke the opponent, and possibly influence a referee decision. Whether it crosses into unsporting conduct versus tactical mind games is subjective, but clearly the Pirates side and many fans felt it was beyond acceptable. The referee's mistake in sending off the wrong player adds to the controversy. The outcome, red card to a Pirates player and a Lupopo player who may not have been the instigator, affected the match flow. From a sportsmanship perspective, what he did falls into a gray zone, not necessarily violent in the standard sense, but arguably gamesmanship or psychological tactics that many teams brass frown upon. Here are several actions that Orlando Pirates could consider if they believe the conduct of Amale Mukoko or a player from the opposition team was unacceptable in their match. These steps draw on the regulatory framework of Confederation of African Football and general sporting governance principles. What Orlando Pirates can do: 1. Collect evidence. They should compile video footage, screenshots, and witness reports of the incident, provocative physical contact, theatrical reactions, refereeing irregularities, etc. This provides a factual basis for any formal complaint. 2. Submit a formal complaint to CAF, the match organizer. The Pirates can approach CAF and/or the match organizers requesting a disciplinary review of the incident. Under the CAF statutes and disciplinary code, unsporting or provocative conduct falls under the jurisdiction of disciplinary bodies. They should reference the specific articles believed to be breached, for example, unsporting behavior, unfair play, provocation. 3. Request retrospective sanctioning. If the referee did not appropriately sanction the behavior during the match, the Pirates can ask CAF's disciplinary board to apply retrospective measures, fines, suspensions, if the conduct is found to breach the regulations. 4. Public statement, media pressure. Issuing a well-worded public statement can create transparency and put pressure on the governing body to act. It must be done carefully so as not to inflame matters or contravene any code of conduct themselves. 5. Review internal procedures. Independently, the Pirates could undertake internal review. How they responded on the field to the provocation, to avoid escalations or giving away disciplinary advantage. Ensure their players and officials maintain discipline to avoid giving the opposition an edge. Use lessons learned for future matches, e.g., training on provocation tactics, mental readiness. 6. Monitor future opponent behavior and inform match officials in advance. If a player has a known pattern of provocative behavior, the club can flag this to match officials ahead of the game via official channels, so referees are aware of potential issues. Considerations, limitations, burden of proof. CAF disciplinary bodies rely on clear breaches of their code, unsporting conduct, provocative gestures, etc. If the behavior is borderline, mind games rather than physical misconduct, the case may be harder to prove. Timeliness. Many federations have deadlines for submitting complaints after a match. The Pirates should act promptly. Risk of escalation. If the Pirates react emotionally in a way that itself breaches regulations, they may weaken their position. Maintaining composure is important. Referee discretion. If the match referee judged the incident during the game and took a decision, it may limit what can be done post-fact. Match outcome may not change. Even if a complaint is successful, the match result typically will stand. Sanctions are usually fines, suspensions, not reversal of results.